Leo, welcome to your reading for the week of January 9th to the 15th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages in those readings as well that will offer you a more complete picture. Okay, my friends, let's get started here for Leo. What is the energy around Leo for the week ahead? Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the energy around Leo for the week ahead? Okay, very concise. We've got two cards. Okay, deep knowings on the bottom of the deck, and it's in reverse. And what you've got here, oh, so interesting. I love when that happens. Look at this. Some other, I can't remember which sign got this combination as well. Look, you got card 42 and 43 in it. Very, very well shuffled and well used deck. So that's very interesting. I feel like that means that you're moving towards a deep knowing that is going to bring you some sort of feels like information on where you will find some happiness and joy. But it's interesting. It's almost like you need to be really grounded this week in order to experience that knowing. Like that the more grounded you are in the present moment, the more that guidance is going to come through for you. And it'll sort of make itself more, what's the word? Like by staying present with yourself, you won't miss it. And this definitely has to do with how you view things in terms of, are you looking at life through an abundant mindset or one of lack, like not enough, I'm not enough, the world's not enough, there isn't enough for me to do something. There's that kind of energy in this Treasure Island card. When it comes out in the reverse, it can sort of bring out messages that cast a shadow of not enough. Basically, that you just don't believe there is a treasure island. You're not willing to take a risk because you feel like you'll lose everything if you do. And so it's almost a step in the backwards direction, you know, in the sense of you could be avoiding success because, you know, you're not sure where things are going to come from. So you're sort of at a standstill. There could be a part of you that feels like a victim of disappointment or failed expectations, right? There could be this idea that you just don't have what you need to sort of conquer any fear. Like it's very interesting. It almost feels like you're challenged to see to see things in a way that's not limited. It's challenging for you to see things in a way that's not limited, Leo. And I'm seeing here this guidance for you. Notice how you didn't receive, like a lot of the other signs, if you watch any of the other readings, got so many oracle cards. I almost feel like you only got these ones because that even suggests that you don't think there's enough. You know what I mean? That you don't feel right now that there's enough. One thing you can do to guide yourself into a different mindset is to get grounded here, to find humility in the everyday. Getting grounded in the present moment has a lot of impact on these feelings of lack and not enough, because there's this humility that comes when we focus on our present moment, and it shows us just how abundant we are. And it shows us how much we do have. And it helps to shift our perception, right? If you're sitting and feeling like you don't have enough, and you're not enough, and the world's not enough, and you'll never have enough, and I can't do anything because I don't have anything, and you know, that will end up sort of replicating itself, right? Anything that you focus on will expand. So if you started focusing on lack, you're going to expand the lack. And that's just going to start sort of replicating. Your current reality will start replicating. And your current reality is always replicating, in the sense of, if you're focused on it, right? If you for one moment just detach yourself from your current reality and start exploring, visualizing, and affirming a new reality, then you start to you stop replicating and you start creating. Does that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's an important distinction for you right now, is that if you're focused on your current reality and you're saying, I don't have enough to do something, or there isn't enough of whatever, resources, time, money, anything, put anything in that blank. And maybe right now in your current reality, that's the case. Perhaps that's the case right now. And it's like, if you can detach from that current reality to go into a state where you start actualizing a different reality. Remember that your current reality is always, it's only what you've manifested and actualized so far. That's it. It doesn't indicate what's to come next unless you replicate it in your mind. I hope that makes sense. It's this idea that you can actualize something new in the now. That's why the now is so powerful, the power of now, right? The power of now is that you can change things in the now. You don't have to replicate what is. It can be something new. And I think the first step for you is to be brought into the present moment and feel humility, to feel humbled by the present moment, and to know that you don't have to keep replicating the same experience. You can change it in the present moment, but you have to be grounded in the present moment first, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Now, this deep knowing card that comes out, which is card 43. So you got card 42 and 43. So you're moving along. You're moving along a process here. You're moving along a process here to understand something about how to actualize a new experience. And you could be overloaded right now. And again, this card again brings us to the message of needing to be grounded. That you're almost exhausted by your empathy and hypersensitivity and psychic sort of connection to your unconscious self. So you might need to set some boundaries and do a cleanse of your energy. I recommend a salt bath. I love a good salt bath to cleanse the energy. If you live in a part of the world where you can walk outside comfortably, go outside and walk in the sun. Let the sun has so many healing properties, like even when you want to, like if you put your bedding out in the sun, it can sort of destroy any kind of bacteria that was existing there. Like the sun has such powerful cleansing properties, the sunlight, and it almost feels like that's what you need. You need some cleansing. So salt bath, go out for a walk in the sun, let the wind clear you. I love to imagine that the wind clears any debris on my aura. Any energetic debris stuck on me gets cleared by the wind. And let your guard down a little bit here once you feel like you've emptied your mind. And you can let your guard down. But right now is self-care, and actualizing a new reality instead of replicating the same old story of lack. Okay? It's almost 10 minutes of talking just about these few cards, but they pack a powerful punch, these cards. So, my friends, my Leo friends, jump into a salt bath tonight. Do some affirmations that are grounded in the present moment in terms of the tense you use. I am, and sort of suspend the current reality for now, knowing that the current reality is just what you've actualized so far. And that from the position of the present moment where you're being guided to ground, you can start actualizing a new reality. Okay, that's what we're going with here for what the highest guidance is for you at this time. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards. Let's see what messages we have here for Leo. Oh, okay, hang on. You got 3 cards here. Yeah, you're definitely moving into a new timeline here. And it's the perfect timing because, like we said, you need some self-care right now. Energetically, you're overloaded, you're overwhelmed, you're needing an energetic cleanse, you need self-care, you're overwhelmed, overburdened, and exhausted. But you're about to start something new. You're about to collect a new coin that leads you in a new direction. And it's like there's this realization in the middle with the Judgment card. I love seeing this Judgment card for you, Leo, because it makes me feel like you're moving from one timeline into another through an enlightenment, through an awakening, through a realization about how to actualize a new reality. That feels really important. I know I talked about it a lot in your reading. It feels like it's a very important message for you to do 2 things: the self-care, the energetic cleansing, the self-care, and the idea of being grounded in the now to actualize a new reality. That is what's happening. And it's really, you're planting some new seeds here that are going to take root coming forward. You know what I mean? Always remember that your current reality is based on what you've done, what you've actualized so far, not necessarily for the rest of your life. And there's the Knight of Swords, right? Telling a story of change. There's the Tower burning in the background of this card, and the Knight coming in to say, yep, we're taking down this old structure because it no longer serves your highest good. And it's time for you to get ready, almost prepare through self-care. Prepare through self-care. I love that. Prepare for your new reality through self-care. That is a really interesting way to put it. It's time to prepare for this, Leo. Very interesting. Prepare through self-care. Like that. Okay, let's clarify. Let's clarify here. 10 of Wands. Aha, see, you're healing. You're coming into balance and you're healing. There's the Lovers in reverse saying to me that there's something that's off balance. You're not in balance right now with your highest good, but it's healing. It's healing, you're healing, and there is structural changes happening around you coming up that are going to lead to balance and recovery and new inspiration. But right now things are out of whack, things are out of balance with that 10 of Wands. The Lovers card confirms it, and we see the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck now. We see him once here and once here. Now he's in reverse because the energy around you right now is needing renewal to nurture this new beginning. Right now, that energetic cleanse, that self-care that's required is showing itself by saying that otherwise you're going to experience a delay in this beginning that we see here in this Page of Pentacles, right? So you've got some homework this week, and it's lovely homework because it's all about self-care and envisioning and actualizing a new reality, a different reality, one where you don't feel lack, one where lack's not the focus, one where you don't say to yourself, I am not enough. No more saying that. Or I don't have enough. You know what I mean? Or I can't, right? It's very interesting. You're really being guided to nurture this new beginning because, look, you can't hang on to this ending anymore. It's time to move past it. You got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. the two tens in the deck that really show us when we've hit rock bottom, right? And when the light is sort of like a silver lining, because the 10 of wands says to me, yes, you're exhausted, yes, you're depleted, yes, you're overwhelmed, but you're about to collect your harvest. 10 of swords says, yes, you've hit rock bottom, but now there's nowhere to go but up. So there are two tens in the tarot, the wands and the swords, that speak of a time of adversity that leads to a new beginning. One is sort of like a rock bottom where you can't possibly keep going anymore. And the other one is sort of like this time where you just need to care for yourself and put yourself as a focus, right? And we see the Six of Swords in reverse coming out with that, which says to me that there may be a part of you that identifies, right? And is therefore hanging on to this feeling of not enough, and that you're not worthy and you don't deserve, and you're, at this place where you just are not grounded in yourself. And you might be overly identifying with that and not wanting to let it go because you've convinced yourself that this is the only reality that you can have. And that's just simply not true. It's simply not true. And I feel like you're really being guided to let go of that and to not give up on yourself. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. Don't give up. Don't give up. Leo, it's really interesting. Don't give up. Everything's about to shift here, but you've got to go first. You've got to shift your energy. You've got to shift the narrative. You've got to shift whatever it is that you've been actualizing and sort of replicating. It feels like you don't want to replicate any more of this. It's time to awaken to a new story to bring in. Okay? It's very interesting. Now, let's see, to close your very, very interesting and concise reading, because it's a very clear message for you. Self-care and new reality time to actualize a new reality. And it feels like you do it in that sequence. The self-care has to come first. Okay, for Leo. Highest guidance for Leo. Okay, I guess it's these three cards. Interesting. Okay, Leo. So we see that throat chakra. Part of actualizing a new reality comes through this correspondence, speaking your truth, speaking a new narrative to the universe. This is step one after the self-care. Now we see the air energy coming through for you as well, Leo. So that tells me again, looking at communication, thoughts, and beliefs. Okay? Looking at communication, thoughts, and beliefs. And then we see this gateway where you cross over and you move into a new timeline. You walk that path to move into a new timeline. This almost feels like the Four of Wands to me when I see it. And so it's interesting. It starts with self-care and shifting your narrative, and then I actually feel like you could see a huge change by spring. We're seeing spring. I felt like this for some earth signs as well, that spring is going to be when you start to notice this new reality that you're actualizing right now. Okay? It's very interesting reading for you this week, Leo. Self-care first. Actualizing a new reality next. Salt bath, cleansing your energy. You got to work on clearing some of the energetic debris that is on you from this old narrative of not enough. Okay? That's the message for you this week. Very interesting reading, very clear. I'm going to leave it at that, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this reading has resonated for you. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below. And as always, I am sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care, my friends.